comparable, however, that I'll point you to is a company called Wise. I don't know if you're familiar with this Wise rank algorithm. What you're describing sounds very similar to the Wise rank and how they have done the consumer service. And I think they have about 250,000 users at this point. But it's their monetizing model. It's not a membership monetizing model.
Yeah, advertising.
It's an advertising, lead generation kind of monetizing model. And it's not easy to get consumers to pay for anything.
I'm aware of that.
So that's why. Whereas businesses, if it's a, $100 per seat, $150 per seat kind of software as a service offering, that would be fairly easy to monetize. If you can get, choose 100 product managers at different companies who can use your service, start better beta testing with them, and they will relatively easily sign up to pay for it. It's not as complicated. Okay? Is there anything that you want to ask me?
Do you think it's fundable?
You need to do a TAM analysis, total available market analysis, and my thumb rule kind of is that if it's above 500 million TAM, then it is fundable. So you do how many product managers out there worldwide? How
There's
much?
a college, yeah.
And then how much can you charge per seat? All this you need to test. How much are people willing to pay for a service like this? So you need to test that and see what the bottom-up TAM analysis comes out to be. And if it's large enough, then it's fundable. If it's not large enough, then it's not fundable. The technology is fairly complex. I know a fair amount about artificial intelligence. I can tell that there is a lot of, complex search technology and unstructured data to structured data mapping and stuff like that. So that's all very well, because those are good defensibility parameters. It's the TAM that's going to determine whether it's fundable or non-fundable. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Numerical search engines. What's the name?
From Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
It's from Chennai, it's not from Hyderabad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you register from 2 locations and
Yeah. I didn't know that the Chennai slot was available, so thought I could come Hyderabad. And I just completed my MBA from Asian Institute of Management. So I was.
Congratulations.
Can you go into the slide here?
Yeah.
The second slide. Okay, I think there are some boxes which I'm missing there.
Is this a slide?
Okay.
Just talk through it. Don't worry about the slides. Just talk through it. It's your business. You know what it is.
Okay, the basic value proposition is for the small and medium enterprises. So what's happening is that they don't get enough data from the reports, which are say $1,000 and $2,000 available in the market. So the basic idea is to give these people data from these reports, and by using a bulk breaking algorithm. What we do is we take a report, analyze it, get the derived data from it, and when a user gives a search string and then searches, say, the market share of a cell phone in India, and a number pops out. I mean, this is basically what we are trying to do. And what is the advantage is that I need not go and buy $1,000 or $2,000 report for getting this information, and then the small and medium businesses will benefit from it. Of course, the B-School students will also benefit from it. So how we do it is, our value proposition is we give accurate, we say that we give searchable, accurate and cost efficient way for getting the data. So how we do it is, there are 3 modes of data acquisition. One is syndicated report analysis. We don't take the numbers as from the report and then display it, but we do a preliminary analysis and get the derived data from this report. Second is web crawling. I believe there are some business models which are there already available, which get into the say blogs and all those articles, vertical specific articles, and then get information from them. And the third is wisdom of the crowd. It's more like a Wikipedia for numbers. Say for example, we'll put up a question on the site saying what is the say population of India. I'm just giving you an example. What is the population of India in 2009? Assuming that 1 million people come in and then give a number. So what we do is we can come up with a normal curve for this and then see which, of course, the interpretation of the normal curve is up to the users. So how do we make money out of this? I'm initially looking at microtransaction based, where for each data, say a $1,000 report, say one particular data, 1,000 people search for it, $1 per transaction, so I cover the report's cost. And everywhere we put the source of the data. Say I get a Crystal report and then I give a link back to Crystal. So this is basically the value proposition and the model we are looking at. So if you can, I've just given some details. I don't think this will be of much importance. If we can just go down still. Yeah, back. Okay. These are some of the things which we are thinking of bringing into the system. One is open innovation in terms of say algorithms. What's happening in the algorithm? We are trying to say the search algorithm. We can use a pseudocode which can be manipulated and developed across the world. So the search algorithms keeps evolving over the time. So this is one. The other is initially we are not getting into all the verticals or domains. So we say, for example, we are looking at telecommunication as one sector which we want to get into. So it's vertical specific right now. So moving on, we will look at other people who will take up this initiative as a franchisee and develop for other sectors. And third is that, yeah.
I got what you're trying to say. Let me start giving you some feedback.
Yeah, sure.
You want to complete something quickly?
Yeah, I just had certain questions. The next slide.
Yeah.
Okay. So one is, I have a very basic question. If I take some inputs from the syndicated reports, I'm not very sure how those firms will react to it.
I don't think they'll react well. I don't think if you buy $1,000 reports and then distribute the data to millions of people, I don't think they will react well.
Yeah,
So
that's a basic question. I thought if you can provide the source and then link it back to them, it acts as an advertising ad model for them.
I'm not so sure about that, but that's something that you should validate. Go talk to a bunch of firms and get that feedback. That's easily validated, but my gut feeling is you need to do something so that they get paid for. So you need to create some sort of a win-win, and that if it's something that will give them exposure and advertising, you need to craft that value proposition for them very carefully for that partnership to work. Otherwise, they're going to look at this as copyright violation and plagiarism.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a fundamental premise that I saw immediately as I saw your business plan, that this needs to be dealt with. The second thing is, who is the customer? It's you just got out of business school, so the business school students is very high on your mind, I can tell, but they don't have money to pay. You have money to pay for all this?
Yeah, I was looking at say variable revenue model where see, of course the data is going to be in a database which can be split up, saying this data, I mean I can have a variable pay structure where the B-school students can get it for free, and not the same data of course. So I can.
So the point is the B-school students are not your audience, because they are not going to monetize. It may be a way for you to kind of make them aware, because they are the ones who are going to go and become product managers elsewhere and so forth. So that's fine, but you still need a paying customer. Customer is the person who pays, and you need to figure out somebody who's going to pay for your service. And the consumers of market research are the marketing, the product managers, market research people, financial analysts.
Yeah.
That's a category that you may want to look at, but I think each of them have different types of needs, different types of data needs. So any data that you can collect by doing web crawling and again doing that unstructured data to structured data mapping is fine, because that's publicly available data. As long as you're not butchering reports that other people are putting together, as long as it's public domain data and you're providing the organizing function, that's fine.
I just have a clarification in terms of getting data from these reports, because if you look at so many sites, these sites actually quote data from that report. Say,
that's fine.
I think
that's fine. If you're crawling and gathering data that is publicly available, somebody has quoted it and so forth, that's okay. That's fine.
No,
but you can't actually buy the data for $1,000, put it in your system and mine at a mass scale. That's not acceptable.